Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's a quick weather and Weigel's update. Let's start with Weigel's. Did you know the eggnog is back? Sure you do. Some of you have already purchased a couple of pints or even a half gallon. It is the season, it is the time of year when eggnog is very popular, and it's back in every Weigel's store. It's back for a limited time. It's very hard to find, I might add, after the new year, so you might want to stock up just in time for the big holiday. As far as it's festive, absolutely. The eggnog is rich, it's creamy, it is what you expect. It is just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. I don't think anybody in Tennessee would argue with that, but I will say it is Tennessee's favorite. It is a holiday staple. Check it out. It's back. The Weigel's eggnog. Pick up a bottle today. And if you're lucky, I've been having a hard time seeing an additional bottle of the new Winter Wonderland, but it may be back later this month. If you're lucky to grab a bottle, this is minty. It is delicious. It is yummy, and it's a big favorite in the Aldrich household as well. By the way, I want to talk about the weather. Let's get to the weather, Aldrich. Yeah, the weather looks like this. This is the radar situation. A lot of the rain that came in last night has subsided, not completely, not entirely. There's a few drops of rain around Jefferson City. I can see it's around Greenville. And maybe you've had a report of rain if you've driven already into work and you're watching me from your phone at that time. But you can see Greene County's got a few showers. Let's rewind the tape. Can we do that? Do we have tape? I don't know if it's tape. It's just a review. It is a radar review over the last 8 hours. It came in through Knoxville. It came in through Jefferson City, Newport. Now it's beginning to work its way to the east. Not much to see at this point. But there's some fog. There's no doubt about that. Poor visibility, low clouds. I'm looking at Wartburg in Morgan County. It's down to about a mile. Some areas might be worse or just about as bad in the Smokies. But be mindful that there could be some fog and some clouds. Certainly it's mild. Look at the temperatures right now. Are you kidding me? Is today the 17th of December? It is, my friend. It is the 17th of December, and it's 56 degrees in the morning. Now the normal high, you ready for this, is 51. You mean we've already surpassed the normal high? You have. And we're heading in the low 60s today, so you have to kind of grim and bear it if you're a Team Snow fan. We had a cold start to the month. Things do ebb and flow, much like the tide at the beach. The tide of the ocean comes and goes. But we're at 56 right now in Maryville, 54 in Sevierville, and it's 55 in Wartburg and Jacksboro at this time. If you've got a comment, I would love to say good morning to you. I see some folks watching on here. Terry's watching. Wanda Poe left a note here, but Hallie Gibson, my first person to leave a note here, she says good morning. She's got her virtual cup of Weigel's coffee. I love it. Maybe it's an actual cup. She might already be at Weigel's, but Hallie, great to see you. She's my snow commissioner, by the way. She's one of my premium members, and she self-declared herself as the commissioner of snow this winter season and last. So I certainly have no issues with that. I'm hoping that we do get some more snow in addition to what we've had already this month. Good Tuesday morning from Danny Feeback. He says, David, hope you have a great day. Go Vols. I got that Vols forecast. I will say Burr Vols versus Go Vols because it's going to be super cold for this game. As some of the sports folks have commented, they said, well, let's just play ball. Okay, but if you're one of the fans in the stands, wouldn't it be helpful to know how cold it is? I'm going to explore that here in a moment. Fred says, good morning. It's a mild 56 in Maryville, grabbing some Weigel's coffee. Thank you, Fred. Prayers to you, as I know you've been under the weather this month, but hopefully you're on the mend. And Wanda Poe says, had some rain last night, foggy here in Newport. So glad to have her here as well. Gary is saying good morning. I got Gus and K. Human saying good morning. So I got some folks here watching. Very thankful for all of you. So it is 6:43. We're headed to about 62 this afternoon. Let me show you the wind speeds. It's not that bad, but they will be gustier tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, I'm expecting gusts on Wednesday about 30 to 35, and that could. I expect it at a minimum 66, but could be in the upper 60s tomorrow afternoon. If we get a little bit of sunshine and that wind comes to town, hello, yeah, it'll be nice and warm on Wednesday as well. But the wind speeds right now are at 7. We've got a gust of 17 in Athens, and the mountains may have gusts over 20 in some spots. But here's another review of the clouds and radar. Anything that's blue and yellow would be the thicker clouds, but most of the rain has been down toward Chattanooga, from Hamilton County, and now pushing toward Asheville. So if you get some spots of rain today, don't be surprised, but most of it has played through, and we'll get more tomorrow, especially Wednesday afternoon. Here are the temperatures again, 57 in Chattanooga. It's 53 in Johnson City. This doesn't look like mid-December. This doesn't even look like winter. But if you look at Paducah, It's 39, so there is some colder air, but you have to travel back toward Illinois and Iowa to experience some of that chill today. But today I'm expecting to have 62, Knoxville, Maryville, 64 for Newport, and if you make it into the upper 50s for Wartburg and Oneida, that would be consistent with what I see happening today. 60 for La Follette. Look for a high of 62 in Athens. Those are my expectations here on a Tuesday. Good morning from Dawn Rumsey. She says, David, I hope everyone has a great day. She's one of my premium members. Happy to have her here. And love seeing the smiling faces and the kitty cat, too, from Karen Robbins. She says, good morning. It's a toasty 54 up on the plateau. And yes, we're just, what are we down to? Like eight days until Christmas? Oh my, yeah, that's what we have. 62 for an afternoon high. Sun comes up at 7:40. Sun sets at 5:24. And if we take a look at the bus stop forecast as the kids get to school, maybe they're taking an exam today. I don't know. I mean, school is kind of closing up soon because of the holiday break. But should be around 61 for the pickup, maybe between 2 and 3:30. Lots of clouds, mostly cloudy and some fog to start, but some spots of rain could reappear in spots before the day is through. I want to see if we can get this map to update. There it is. It is interesting to note the first 7 days, the first full week, were below average temperatures in blue. Then we had a couple of them Thursday, Friday of last week. Even Wednesday's weird. It was an above average day at 56 midnight, but it was actually Wednesday, the 11th, we picked up 0.7 inches of snow. I mean, some people are like, that's an oxymoron. How could you get snow at 56? I get that question a lot. That's just you gotta know it. The weather is changeable, right? You get upside down days, you get fronts that come in at midnight, temperatures drop, and rain turns to snow. That's what we had that day. By the way, yesterday we hit 59, as you can see here. Well, maybe on the other map you could see it. 0.74 inches. We picked up 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday. Very beneficial because we're still under a drought across the entire part of East Tennessee. Some are worse than others. If you're west of I-75, it's most likely a severe drought for you. But we had a peak gust of 24 yesterday. Normal high is 51. Normal low is 33. We're nowhere near 33. Many of us are above 53 right now. And the record high is 74, 1924, back when Calvin Coolidge was president, long time ago. And the record low is 10 from 1882. Chester Arthur. There you go. So if you like facts and figures, you've come to the right place. Just wanted to let you know that we did have an above average day on Wednesday the 11th, but that was the day rain changed to snow. It's just the way it goes. And 58 was the high yesterday. Or actually, I believe it was 59. They may not have updated that. I need to take another look at that. By the way, as you can see, the rain down toward Dalton and Rome, Georgia, sliding toward western sections of North Carolina. Not going to affect us here, at least that batch, but there could be another spotty rain shower before the day is through. I fully suspect that that is still on the table. Bigger picture, where did the snow go? Well, I'm looking at South Dakota this morning. I'm looking at areas west of Denver this morning. They've got some snow showers, so winter's still hanging around somewhere, but we have some thunderstorms, it appears, in parts of Arkansas and around parts of the country, but nothing too exciting in all other places. By the way, this is the radar picture around the country. Let me give you a closer view back home, because when you look at the average for the month, and this really is 2024 in a snapshot, you couldn't get any more weather geek data than this. Just take a look at the numbers inside the white arrows. That's what we've received. And anything that's in the green would be normal. So far, we've had now 3.63. We added a 0.01 since midnight, so that is current. 3.63, 5 inches is typical. This is the wettest month we've had since September, since a tropical storm Helene hit us here, because it was a tropical storm when it hit East Tennessee, but 6 1/3. That was the last time we had a soggy month. We're not quite to normal yet, but this is certainly the biggest stretch of rainy weather that we've had in several months' time. It's just the way kind of it goes. And how much more rain could we receive today? Let's take you to through 5 o'clock. The virtual rain gauges don't move much. They don't move much at all. But you'll notice as we head into Tuesday night, that's tonight, tomorrow, it starts to fill back in. And all of a sudden we get periods of rain on Wednesday, and we may finish with a total of about a 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch in Kingston, Wartburg, or even Oak Ridge. So these are the expectations, that we get rain tomorrow. It'll be a very gray day tomorrow as well. We're going to find more clouds today, more clouds tomorrow, but the sunshine will return in earnest as we head into Thursday and Friday, I suspect, and maybe get a few flakes in the Smokies by Friday night, Saturday morning. That's also on the table. But that takes you through 11 o'clock Wednesday when most, if not all, the rain has ended. All right, let's talk about football. I have to talk about the Vols. I mean, this is a huge game. I don't have to hype it up. This is the game that everyone's been looking forward to for what seems like weeks, if not the entire season. It's 8 o'clock Saturday night. It's on ABC/ESPN. I guess it's a hybrid, but it's number 7 versus number 6. They're both 10-2. I mean, this is a go big orange in every sense of the word. But if you're in Columbus, Ohio, you know somebody that's got a ticket. I hope you're dressed for kickoff temperatures in the mid-20s, and the wind chills are in the mid-teens. Boo! Mid-teens. Now, it's one thing if you're a player, you're probably used to this type of thing. I get that. But if you're one of the fans in the stands and you're not running across the field, they're staying warm by exercising. If you're just standing still, that might be a concern. Maybe it's not something. I mean, it's going to be sharply colder up there. And I've had the question asked of me, what if they played at Neyland, which they're not, but what if they did, which they're not? It would have been in probably the mid to upper 20s for wind chills, but temperature would have been the 30s. So it's a big difference, huge difference, a few miles makes from Ohio Stadium to Neyland Stadium. But we've got to focus on Columbus because that's where the game's going to be played. I expect partly to mostly cloudy skies and just a 5 to 10. It doesn't take much. 5 to 10 mile an hour wind that could be gusting higher, could bring the feels-like temperature down into the mid-teens. If you're on the call, just want to say good morning to you. Got another note from Karen Robbins. She says, looks like the Weigel's Winter Wonderland milk is flying off the shelf because I haven't been able to find it. I heard a little birdie told me on the Weigel's Facebook page, Karen, that they may bring that back around the 22nd. So keep an eye. That would be just a few days from now. It was like, I guess, a sample or a trial run. They might have put it out there, but some stores may still have it. You'll just have to check it out when you pick up the eggnog. By the way, I got a note from Wanda Poe. She says she's on Team Snow, and she's hoping. She wants 8 inches of snow. I don't know when she wants that. It's not coming today, Wanda, but that did remind me of what we had last January. No doubt about that. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the eggnog, it's back. Weigel's Eggnog is back in stores for a limited time. It is premium, it is delicious, it is creamy, it is everything you remember it from last year, probably even better because you have it at hand. It is a festive time of year, and what better way to celebrate the holidays with some Weigel's Eggnog. It is just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. It's back. It's the Tennessee favorite eggnog that many of us have come to know and love from all our years that we've been here. Many of us have enjoyed it, and also if you're lucky enough to find the Winter Wonderland, keep an eye on that, because it may not be at your store just yet, or it may have flown off, but they may have to replenish that very, very soon. By the way, as it's now 6:52, my goal, 6:53, to be done in about 7 minutes or less. Spotty rain today, more showers tonight, and then periods of rain on Wednesday. The difference is tomorrow that most of the rain is going to come in the afternoon. So we'll get a few showers tonight, but then it might subside, and then it comes back in with the approaching front because temperatures are going to spike. At least at 66, I think we have a good shot of getting into the upper 60s, like a 68 or even a 69 for some of us on Wednesday afternoon. If you look at the temperatures now, we're on the warm side of the ledger, but there is and are some signs of winter still around. I see 18 in Bismarck. That's the actual temperature, and 25 degrees in Minneapolis, while it's much warmer in places like Myrtle Beach at 57 and, of course, 75 down in Miami. But if you look closely, where you see purple, where you see magenta, fuchsia, whatever you want to call it, those are wind chills in the single digits. And that's affecting northern Minnesota, northern North Dakota, and parts of the Rockies, no doubt. It's 19 degrees in Denver, but it's actually much colder with the wind chill further west into the Rockies. Here's my Valley Planner for today. It's not going to move much in the next hour or two. We may hold fairly steady in the short term, but expect a mostly cloudy day with some fog and some spots of rain redeveloping during the course of today, but I expect temperatures by 3, 4 o'clock should nudge into the lower 60s and a normal high 51, so we're going to be running about 11 degrees above normal. 20% chance of rain today. I have a 60% chance tonight and an 80% chance of tomorrow, but it may not get really organized. It's like it's going to come into the plateau. Some of it will move up toward Kentucky, into central Kentucky, and then the rest of it will come in, fill in the gaps by Wednesday afternoon. That's the way I see things shaping up as far as the rain timing. And I can illustrate that here with the Futurecast. Storm Prediction Center talking about severe weather today. Yeah, maybe not here, but parts of Tennessee, mainly West Tennessee, may encounter a few isolated severe storms. That would include Little Rock, Memphis, and Jackson, all the way up to Clarksville, where they might have some damaging wind in some spots. It would be isolated, but that's where some activity may be a little more pronounced for us. We could get a rumble of thunder today, so don't be surprised. Wednesday, also thunder possibility. It's not going to be that pronounced, but I do think it's still possible, and the Storm Prediction Center would agree with that coloring of the map. Nothing to see Thursday. Thursday is a mostly sunny day. I think you're going to love the way Thursday looks, and there's no severe weather risk here or around our region. Here's the front for today, right? There it pushes most of the rain into northern Georgia, western North Carolina. The front kind of stalls here. It stalls across much of our area, and that's why you can't rule out a spot of rain even at midday. But once we move into the afternoon, 5 o'clock, our front begins to change its orientation. We got a warm front here, and then things get more aggressive with showers tonight, about a 60% chance. And then by about 7 in the morning, some of it's moved up into Kentucky, and it may be until that front that's west of Nashville comes back into town. It gets more aggressive with the rain on Wednesday afternoon. But in that time, there could be not only a gust of wind 30 to 35, but there could be some breaks in the overcast, perhaps, that'll push us into the mid to upper 60s. That's my expectation, at least for tomorrow, and then we dry out nicely in time for Thursday. So that's the way things look. That's the way things are likely to play out. We'll keep you posted, and I'll have more updates, of course, later today. But there will be some reinforcement of that cold as that front comes into town. Some snowflakes will be possible in the Smokies, and you can see that there. That's 5:15. Friday, it's snowing in blue. Not in Knoxville, but likely in some spots in the Smokies. Maybe a few more snow showers. We'll revisit that today as well later on. But for today, 62 degrees, mostly cloudy. Normal high is 51, so many of you have already exceeded that expectation today as far as what's normal. Spotty rain, warm, and winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We've looked at the temperatures today. Should be about 61 for Kingston, Rockwood and Harriman, 62 for Maynardville, Sharps Chapel and Seymour, 60 for Norris, Clinton and Oak Ridge. And if you're in Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, Jeff City, about 61 degrees, a nice warm day for all. And then we slide into the travel expectation. You'll be in the low 70s if you're headed to Augusta, maybe Columbia, South Carolina. But our friends in Memphis should match about where we are, about 62 today and 65 there in Huntsville, Alabama. Tonight we're down to 53, another extraordinarily warm night because the normal low is 33. We're going to be at 50. That's 20 degrees above normal. I know. It's going to make your mind explode. Hopefully it doesn't. More clouds, fog, rain showers, and then it's up and away. But low temperatures tonight should drop to 50 if you're in Newport, 49 for Jamestown, 50 in Oneida, and 52 for Crossville for an overnight low temperature tonight. Real quick, want to check any more comments that might be coming in. Marilyn Bell is on YouTube. Oh my goodness, I don't normally see Marilyn on YouTube, but good to see her. She says, happy Tuesday. It's wet and foggy out here in White Pine this morning. I believe it. Just drive extra carefully. Ed says, good morning. Have a great day. Glad to have him here as well. Appreciate all those that are watching live. Like Brandy's watching and Gardner's watching. Glad to have everybody watching. Here it is 6:58. And for those of you that are watching here at this particular hour, let's get to the 7-day forecast. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. So we're up to 66 tomorrow. There could be a rumble of thunder either today or tomorrow, but I think better chance could come tomorrow with the fact that we're going to stay so warm overnight. 66 at a minimum. 52 on Thursday. It is cooler to as we round into the weekend. Normal high again is 51, so we're going to be colder than average on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday. But the chance of snow, at least in the short term, because Monday is what? Monday's the 23rd. That means tonight or this afternoon I'm going to have the Christmas Eve forecast. But those temperatures get awfully cold. It's cold enough to snow in the morning. 29, 25, 26. There's some awfully cold air in place. So we'll keep an eye. But winter officially begins with the winter solstice at 4:20 Saturday morning. We started meteorological winter on December 1st, but in this go-around, it is the 21st of December this year that winter begins at 4:20, astronomically speaking. Of course, that's what I'm focused on in that regard. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the delicious eggnog, it's Tennessee's favorite. It's back, and it's only around for a limited time because we know by the time we hit the new year, these things also fly off the shelf, and they have to make room for new things as well. New things like maybe the Winter Wonderland milk, which is creamy and minty. It is delicious. It's a big favorite of mine too. So you might pick up both bottles because they would be something, a real treasure to have in the household leading up to the big holiday. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. Make sure you pick up some hot coffee too, like Fred has, and maybe some chocolate milk or regular milk, whichever suits your fancy. Well, my name is David Aldridge. We'll see you here next time. Take care.